He is known to stand out with his streams by doing drag, probably some controversial things, and playing horror games. He's not your typical average, loud, gay, or fun type of streamer that you watch because he goes out and about with his content that you're like, oh my god, this is so much fun to watch. Tonight we're going to talk about everything from the moment he started streaming, how he learned about Twitch, how he started doing what he did. We're going to go back through his past, probably to the days of like or to the time where he lived somewhere and like being gay and the controversy behind it, everything more. We're not going to forget about gaming because he is fond of horror games. I did make a special segment. I changed the gaming segment to a horror game one, only a horror game segment, where he's going to be asked to pick between the horror games. We're going to get to that, but let's all welcome Muse, NaughtyMuse to tonight's stream.
Hi, Lucifer. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the wonderful intro.
Of course.
I feel very special. Oh my god, I'm gonna get emotional. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, though. It's so nice to be here. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you more. Like
me.
We've been talking and planning this for like ages.
Yeah, that's okay though. You cannot rush perfection. Even though I rush my makeup sometimes.
Fair. The first question I ask my guests always is, how are you doing today? Before I ask the important questions.
I'm doing really good. I just finished a stream. I just got out of drag and did my skincare routine, and now I'm doing good though. I felt it was a very nice stream. I dressed up as a Barbie. It was super cute. The first time I ever did that, and now I'm feeling really good and more calm. How are you?
I have been having like a weird week where like the temperature went from a cool 90-degree temperature to like drop down all at once to a 60-degree temperature, which ended up giving me, because I have sinus, which ended up giving me a hard time to sleep, migraines ongoing. Basically, I wasn't able to sleep well. Like I went to bed at 3 a.m. on Thursday from the migraines. It started out as a headache. So it started on the forehead, then it went back to the back of the head. You know how migraines circulate? Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
and I wasn't able to close my eyes until like 7 a.m. And I slept from 7 to 1 p.m. And then Dad brought food for me because he was already preparing the lunch. And then I was like, yeah, sure. And then I closed my eyes, and an hour later, he's like, you haven't eaten yet, and you're going to be late for work. I'm like, oh, shit. So, yeah.
Well, that sucks. I definitely I get migraines, and I understand how those feel. I'm so sorry. I hope you get to feeling better for sure. And I hate weather changes. They always mess with me. I'm glad you're feeling better though.
Yeah. I'm happy it's like past now. But like I want to know, like, before the Twitch thing, how long does it take you to plan a drag outfit? And how long does it take you to put the makeup on?
It kind of depends. So like my alien outfit, let me start. Can I start with my first ever outfit? My first ever outfit was actually a cosplay of Claire Redfield, and that was kind of like, I just did that the night before I went on stream. I was like, I'm just gonna put on this little jacket that's red and put on these jeans, and I was gonna do a collab with one of my friends. It's April's Ren Ben and Reaper of Terror, and that kind of just came together in a night. But like my alien one, that took me about 2 weeks to think about how I was going to get the silver jumpsuit, do the silver makeup, and all that. And then like the Barbie that I just did today, it's all very situational, honestly. Kind of just like as things come up, or like my mods will be like, one of my mods, like Jen, actually said, I bet that Barbie outfit will be on sale on Amazon. And I was like, okay, perfect. Let's see how much it is. It was only $16, and I was like, okay. So I did that, and I immediately thought of how I would do it. I was like, pink makeup for sure, and let's do this old Dolly Parton blonde wig with it. It kind of just it's very situational. And then sometimes I build characters around my drag too. Like the alien has its own personality, but I think my most standout one is Grandma Naughty. She is. Oop. Sorry. Okay, sorry. My computer was having a moment. My most standout drag thing though. I'm so sorry. My most standout drag outfit is definitely Grandma Naughty. She is known for. Well, I think her most famous quote is, "I used to work the pole and work the pole," and you can do what you want with that information. She's just a very out there grandma that has had a very different life for a grandma. But to do with my makeup, it takes me about from if we're starting like at my shower and then like doing skincare, it takes about 3 hours to do everything: shower, skincare, and then starting up to glue down my brows, do the makeup, and all that. About 3 hours.
Okay.
That's a very long answer.
No. It's a perfect answer. But like going back to Twitch, how did you discover Twitch, and how did you decide to become a streamer?
That's also another long answer, Lucifer. I'm so sorry. So back in 2022, I was scrolling on TikTok, I believe, and I saw a streamer named Sneevil. She is a Resident Evil 2 speedrunner and also speedruns other games as well. And I saw her and I was just instantly drawn to her. And I had heard of Twitch, but I never even went on the app or even went on the site before. And this was in 2022. So I was like, I'm going to try it. And I wanted to go watch her, but I was a big scaredy cat and did not play any horror games at the time because I was just, too afraid of zombies and things. But I would sit there and listen to her, and it just kind of made me want to stream myself. So I did for about a month in 2022, and then I had a health condition come up that kind of stopped me for about 6 to 8 months. And then I was watching my friend It's April's stream during that time, and I also would watch Sneevil, and it would kind of like be a comfort for me to just listen to these streamers and have a good time with them and just kind of forget about all my problems. And back in 2023 in July, I decided I was going to try to stream again, and I haven't looked back since. Yeah.
Do you remember what was the first game you ever streamed?
In 2022, it probably would have been Uncharted 4 because I was too scared to play a horror game. Yes, definitely Uncharted 4.
Oh my god, but like how did you go from like a shooter adventure game, like probably an open world action adventure game as to how it is categorized, from that to like horror, giving that you also scream during streams, and that's kind of like funny to watch, not in a bad way though, but like it's like content. It's content you should watch. You are giving content.
I agree. I started so when I came back, I first did Resident Evil 5 with my friend Viv. And then I did The Last of Us. And I was like slowly progressing into these more scary games. Because Resident Evil 5 is horror technically, but I consider it more action than horror. But I just kind of started progressing. And then I was like, okay, what if I do like a first playthrough of Resident Evil 2? And that's actually the first one I did. And that's just what I did, and I talked it over with my friend Jen, who's now my mod, and we just kind of went from there. And I actually really fell in love with Resident Evil 2 in particular. Like I used to listen to Sneevil, but I wouldn't watch because I was too scared. But I just kind of loved to just. I finally liked to get scared. It took me a long, long time. But if you were to ever go back on those original VODs, everything scared me. The freaking windows creaking would scare me. The wood boards would scare me. Like, the zombies weren't even around and I was getting scared. Like, just from noises. So, definitely just like a slow progression of getting more scary games. Eventually, we ended up with Outlast. That was a time.
So since we're talking about Twitch, like where did the name NaughtyMuse come from?
Well, NaughtyMuse comes from. I'm a very introverted person, but I know whenever I am allowed to be myself completely, I can be really extroverted and loud. And with that, also my very explicit sexual naughty side comes out. So I kind of just threw all that together, and I was like, I am like this side of me that like you see on camera is my own muse in a way, like the naughty side, like the taboo things that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't mind
Or do not only
going
talk
on.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, people definitely there's not as big of a stigma around drag, but sometimes I still get ugly comments
Oh my
or
God.
just um presenting in the way that I do. Even when I'm out of drag, you'll see me in like a see-through shirt or um
Like you did a
just
few
that
streams
naughtiness.
ago, because I was there. Yeah, I do a few like see-through shirt streams. I did do like one time when I was like streaming a wrestling game. I did do like I wore those not thighs, tights that they wear. So like I had some tights that they had, and I just like went live with it. It kind of resembles the Borat one, mankini, but it wasn't actually similar. But if I had to stand up and show it off, it would have looked like it. So I didn't do that. I just stayed, sat down, played wrestling as if I was one of them. And what's funny is during my wrestling streams, I'm like, I just bring like in 2K22, 2K23, 2K24, I brought like Elmo, I brought some politicians into the like from community creations, I brought some celebrities. The funniest actually creation was Marge Simpson. They made
Oh my god.
a male version of Marge Simpson, but like it was hilarious watching Marge as a man fight. And there was a time where like one of the politicians kicked Elmo's butt, and it was funny
I love that.
during
Or
WrestleMania.
Elmo.
Yeah. And then Ned Flanders kind of won one other time, so it was really funny.
I love that though. I love what mods can do. Is it like a mod that you were running?
It's
I'm
not
guessing?
mod. It's because I'm on
Oh.
console. It's kind of like community creations. Like people create those, and since
Oh.
it's like kind of like cross-play or cross-platform, I think this is how you're able to just upload them for other people to use, even in like on console. Console people.
I used to actually play wrestling games when I was little. I only like to play as the girls though. Obviously.
Divas. Yeah. No,
The
I
divas.
I do that still, but like, I like to delve into wrestling at some point because it's like funny to watch these characters combat each other. Let's say like Patrick Star, SpongeBob against each other, or like two controversial politicians against each other, for example. See who wins. I had Voldemort there at some point. I had Freddy
Oh my God.
Krueger. I did all of the villains, like Voldemort versus Freddy Krueger versus Chucky versus Michael Myers versus Ghostface. Like I put them all in a 6-man match or 10-man Royal Rumble. I even had like that clown. What's his name? Not Pennywise. Another one who had like films. Oh my god. Hold on.
I can only think of Pennywise. I'm so sorry.
Clown movies. Terrifier and the Terrifier.
Oh, okay.
The clown and the Terrifier. He was there. It was just funny watching them fight each other.
I love that. That's iconic. I think I've watched some of Nicki Minaj fight people.
Speaking of Nicki Minaj, I don't know if you've heard of a channel called SimGM Productions on YouTube.
Yes.
That's
Nicki Minaj.
the Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I love watching them just for the humor.
With the Kardashians and the Nicki Minaj.
Kardashians. Yeah, Kardashians.
Kardashians,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So you're known as we said. Now we're gonna talk more in depth about like the drag thing. So when did you pick up the drag thing? Like when did you say, okay, Twitch is a platform for streamers. You could not only play games, you could just do a drag show. Because I myself know a drag queen. I followed the drag queen early on, back when I was just starting Twitch in like around 2021, 2022. She was one of the first people I followed. She went off the radar until recently, like from 2023 up until now. She's back. She's like one of the first people I followed, and I was like kind of attracted to that content. Let's say that. So how do you cope with like every stream? Let's say you stream MWF, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's say, how do you come up with like ideas for stream? Did drag ever come up in your head at first, in the first place and stuff?
Okay. I'll start with the drag part. So, it really did start off as more like a cosplay thing. It was, I mean, technically it's drag because I was dressed as Claire Redfield. And we were playing Dead by Daylight. And it was the first time I ever put makeup on. I went to Target after work and got like a bunch of makeup. And then I get home and I did my makeup. It looks, everybody said I was serving. I look back at it now, I'm like, girl, you didn't even have setting powder on. But now, and you know, there's always room for improvement. That, you know, you can only learn and improve. But so it started with that. And then we did, I think I did my Grandma Naughty thing. And that was for Halloween. And I usually bring Grandma Naughty out around the holidays because not everybody has a family member that they can celebrate holidays with. So I usually bring her out and, you know, just, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas. If people celebrate that, then, you know, they can come and feel like they're with their family members or something. And then it's kind of just evolved into more. Like I redid my Claire cosplay, but it's getting into more drag territory. And then Laura Croft I've done. The Alien came about just from, I was playing Dead Space and I was like, I was planning to do Dead Space. I was like, well, I'm gonna be an alien, but can I say cunt?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna serve cunt. Like I'm gonna have like, I wanted a silver bodysuit, silver makeup on my face, pink hair. I wanted her to look beautiful, you know?
Of course.
So yeah, it kind of just started with the cosplay of Claire Redfield, and then it just evolved into more and more and more. And yeah, just I always want to push myself to be better. And yeah. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm never in drag because I just don't have time because I get off work and I work out, shower, eat. On Saturdays are usually when you can catch me in drag. And the ideas, honestly, something like the Barbie one, I had it ordered and I was gonna save that for my birthday, which is like 2 months away. So I typically think of things pretty ahead of time. But I'm just gonna do it. I just want to wear Barbie, and I got into Barbie drag this morning and played Alice Madness Returns, which really has nothing to do with each other. But you know, who doesn't want to see Barbie playing a video game? You know.
Yep. What's the most difficult outfit or character you had to do or dress up as? Like you the one that took the most time and the most energy from you.
That actually reminds me. Okay, so I actually forgot. I did Mariah Carey in her Christmas suit, her red velvet suit, and from her "All I Want for Christmas Is You" video. And I did that to do my winter subathon for December. And then it just worked out perfectly because of the Fortnite drop. But that one took me so long because, and it still was not perfected, because trying to imitate Mariah Carey's face with makeup when I didn't have a whole lot of experience was super difficult. Trying to get her cheekbones and like just her facial structure with makeup was definitely difficult. I think that one took me at one point 4.5 hours. And the very first time I did it, I filmed a video for my subathon and it took me 3 hours. It looked like like Neapolitan ice cream, like the strawberry, the vanilla, and the chocolate. My cheeks looked like I rubbed that on my face. Like it was, there was no
Oh
blending.
my God.
It was super rough. But it took me 4 hours, and I was like, well, we gotta film it now. So definitely Mariah Carey, I would say, took the most out of me because I still haven't perfected it, and it just takes me a while to get into her outfit. And trying to present as Mariah Carey, who is
Yeah,
more demure and quiet than I am.
very demure, very mindful. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your Twitch journey. Like, what do you see like? What do you enjoy playing on stream? We know it's horror games, but still, like, what do you enjoy the most? Do you also like doing like community games sometimes? Do you also like what other content you don't want to stream? You're like, okay, I don't feel like playing shooter games, for example. I don't feel like doing this.
Okay. So I would say like I think I'm most well known for my Resident Evil 2 speedruns. I'm actually starting to compete again on the PC version. I was on console, and in February I transferred to PC. So I had to learn mouse and keyboard, and I gave up on that. We're going back to controller. But I would say, yes, Resident Evil 2 speedruns. What else do I enjoy? I do a variety of games. Sometimes I'll do Tomb Raider. I like to do challenges. Like no med pack runs. A pacifist run of Tomb Raider 1 was super difficult because I liked the challenge of doing it, but also doing it on stream because then other people can watch and like maybe be inspired by it or something. Or they just think it's fun. I always like to stand out. You can see it 20 different people streaming Tomb Raider, but I might be the only one that's doing a pacifist challenge. And coming to watch that mess. It was super difficult.
Yeah.
But I play a variety of games. Mostly, I like to say I'm a horror and variety streamer. I'm kind of getting into more variety. Like Alice Madness Returns is kind of horror-y, but it's also pretty action-y. But I also like Bayonetta. I like to stream that just because she's just that diva,
Yeah.
Games I very rarely stream. Fortnite, Dead by Daylight. I have I go through phases of Dead by Daylight. Sometimes I'm okay with it, and majority of the time I'm not. It's just not my favorite thing in the world, but it's okay. I streamed The Sims once before I got affiliated. I probably would never stream that unless we found a way to mod it and do something cool with it,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, all the games can be modded.
But yeah, I'd say that's probably my best answer for that.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about like chat-wise, what's allowed, what isn't allowed in your chat, like what could get someone banned besides like graphic artists?
Oh, you mean the
Community rules, yeah.
Purchase new viewers, blah blah blah, or
Yeah,
I have great artwork for you.
Besides those, like normal human being like users, not bots or graphic artists.
Yes. I would say some things that anytime somebody comes in and is being homophobic or any sort of like transphobic, they sometimes somebody came in one day and said, "Good morning, fat ass," and I was like, "Girl, what?" Anytime where it's just insulting, like there's no actual joke behind it. Like if we don't know each other and the very first thing you're saying is an insult to me, you're gonna get banned. I would say that anything that's just negative, I try to always be positive with my community. I always tell them they can always do anything they believe in, and I think if somebody's coming in and just being a complete jerk, then it's time for them to go.
To the new people out there who are just like listening and are starting or considering of streaming or have just started, what is one advice you want to give them?
Turn your viewer count off. Turn that off. Just turn it off. Don't watch it. If you sit there and watch, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm doing something wrong." And when I say that, it's like in your OBS settings, you just shut it off. Or if you're on console and you're streaming directly from console, there's a button you can, in your settings, you can change to shut off the viewer, like where it says 9 people watching, and then it goes down to 7 people watching, and then 10. You don't want to watch that. You want to be able to. I believe that you should give the same amount of energy whether you have 50 people watching or 10. And a lot of people are lurking sometimes too, so definitely don't get down on yourself if like chat's quiet. Just keep going and be yourself and get used to talking to yourself sometimes.
That's what I was gonna say also. Keep commenting on the game as if you were like playing something. Like sometimes it like, as you said, there's a time in chat where everything just goes silent and stuff, and just comment like, okay, oh, you want to hit me, okay, bitch, like talk to the NPCs like that, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't worry about your viewer count. I second that.
Especially like when you're trying to get affiliated and stuff, it's gonna bother you if you're like, oh, I only have 10, and I only have one person. You're just gonna be down on yourself.
So this is segment 2. This is like a quick fire kind of like general questions kind of round.
Okay.
I will be asking like probably generalized questions, like random. It doesn't have to be a short answer, doesn't have to be a brief answer. It's all yours to choose. Do you mind telling me and the listeners what's your daily routine, like something you always like to do and now has become regular?
I would say I'll give you two things. Skincare, and that starts in the morning for me. Obviously, your moisturizer, wash your face, moisturizer, hydraulic acid. What's the word for it?
Hydraulic acid.
I know it starts with an A. Yeah, the acids, the eye cream. And when you turn 25, start doing that, babies. Like, you should do that before, but like, definitely do it. Don't be like, I'm gonna look young forever. Yes, my skincare routine and collagen. I put collagen in my coffee every single morning for wrinkles and hair growth and my nails and joints. It helps a lot with joints as well. And I would say my other thing that I do every single day is work out. Some days are just cardio. On the weekends I do cardio and I lift, and some days are just lifting. So
nice.
Every day.
Yeah.
Except for on Fridays I usually give myself a break. One day a week I give myself a break.
Yeah. If you ever were to be any object or creature, that creature being real or fictional, what would you be and why?
I would want to be a French bulldog because I think they're super cute, and I just want to lay around and sleep all day and eat food.
Oh, nice.
And be petted.
Of course. Like also the French pit bulls are like vocal as well.
Mm-hmm. I can imitate their bark if you want.
I speak Chihuahua, like legit. I'm not even messing with you. But it will be muffled if I do it on Discord, but I can do it like,
okay.
Yeah. So
next time in your chat, I'm gonna come ask you for Chihuahua.
Yeah, no worries. If you could stay one age forever, what age would you choose?
How about, I'm not there yet, but I want to be 30.
Okay.
I don't really have a reason for that. I would say, I think your 20s, you don't really want to be 21 forever because then, that's when most people are partying. I want to say 30 though.
Yeah.
30.
Okay. So what's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve, I would probably when somebody thinks that just because they're loud that they're correct, which I know I'm a loud person, but whenever you don't allow the other, if you're having like a disagreement and the other person just wants to get louder and louder and louder, I just start to just be quiet because I'm over it. I'm like, okay, that's not how you win an argument, and it's not about winning. That's not how you come to an agreement either.
Yeah.
You're just being loud, so you can feel good.
Of course. It's hard for me to be loud since I'm soft-spoken, like voice-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes when I play games with friends, I feel like if they're a bit loud, I'm not heard because I can't raise my voice unless there's like a jump scare. This is where my like the highest note of my voice comes out, which is like I scream
Yes.
loud. Besides that, I'm very calm.
That's why I always get super nervous for collabs because I don't want to be like overpowering.
Mm,
So I try to tone myself down a little bit.
no worries. Um, so would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Pause. I think that if you had a rewind button, you would try to like fix so many things, and you wouldn't realize all the good things that come from the bad things that happen to you. Um, I think if you pause, you would be able to pause at like all the great things that happen. You know, like this concert I went to. I want to pause and live in this moment a little bit longer. I want to pause and really enjoy this achievement I just did. Versus a rewind, I think you're going to only use that to fix something. I mean, you might rewind it to for your best moments or something. I don't know, but I guess the first thing I thought of was like trying to fix things.
So, what's your definition of success?
I would say when you're doing what you love and other people are loving it too. Um, a lot of people think of numbers, but you can have. I'll use Twitch as an example. You can have 100 people watching you, and 50% of them are just
Lurkers.
don't even really like what you're doing. Yeah, well, not that maybe they don't like what you're doing. They want you to fail.
Oh, yeah.
Not that does happen a lot, but they might be. Some people do move a little funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always about numbers. I would say doing what you love and having other people understand and respect that, and even be inspired by what you're doing. I would say.
Yeah. Not only that, but like the people who want you to fail, sometimes it's like, to me, sometimes it's like, let them talk. This gives me more power, and I kind of thrive on that attitude.
Exactly.
And yeah.
I agree. And if somebody doesn't like what I do, then
Yeah.
Respectfully, like just respect me. It'll be fine.
Yeah. 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 Okay. What would you do with $1 million?
$1 million. I would pay off all my debt, pay off all my mom and dad's debt, and I would probably move somewhere more progressive and buy more drag.
Of course. So what's one thing or person you cannot live without?
Just one?
I mean, if it's a person, okay. Decide your top 3.
My top 3. Okay. If I'm gonna have to do 4. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put my parents. That'll count as 1. We can count that as 1. My parents, for sure. If I didn't have like their love and support, I think I don't know where I would be at right now. I would also say my entire mod team. I'm cheating. I'm sorry, Lucifer. I'm cheating. My entire mod team for sure. Jen, Pancho, and April, and I'm looking to add some more right now actually. But they always keep me going. They give me ideas for things, and I look to them a lot for inspiration, and they know a lot about me. And my friend, my two closest friends. So I'm really cheating, Lucifer. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
my two closest friends, like people I knew, like I knew my friend. One of my friends' name is I'm gonna use their Twitch name, Rosie Cheeks. I've known her since 3rd grade summer school, and one of my other friends I've known her since high school. So I could not live with those people. They all do the same thing for me. They kind of like keep me going, keep me inspired, and they're there for me whenever I need to talk about something that's bothering me, or
It's nice to have people like that, like even when you're going through shit, they would always listen to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's more people, but I'm not going to cheat anymore.
No worries. What's one thing you spend a lot of money on besides drag and games?
Food.
Okay.
I'm a very big foodie. I love food. I love food.
Fair.
I like to cook. I like to bake. I like to go out to eat. Yeah, food for sure.
Fair. What are some of your favorite hobbies?
Besides gaming, I would say working out for sure. Like I said, baking is one of them. I like to do a little bit of photography sometimes. What else do I do? Really, gaming is a very big one, Lucifer. Even like when I'm not online, I'm playing video games. So
Yeah.
I don't really watch a lot of TV or movies that much. Sometimes I do, but not very often.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge gamer.
Here's since you mentioned movies and TV, here's where I want to ask you like a three-part question. What's one of your all-time favorite movies?
Lucifer, can I cheat again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give you three. Technically four again.
Fair.
The Tomb Raider movies with Angelina Jolie would be one, like the first two, and then Maleficent with Angelina Jolie as well. And oh, I'm gonna cheat again. I'm so sorry, Lucifer. The Barbie movie and Mean Girls.
Fair
I
enough.
have to give you a range of them.
Fair enough. Mine was at some point The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh yes.
But like I got to a point where it's like a bit too dramatic and it's not to my liking anymore like it was 11 years ago when it came out. I was like all about this movie, all over it, despite the controversy that Ansel Elgort, the main actor who played Augustus Waters, has gotten into with like allegations of like sexual harassment and those. I still kind of like, okay, everybody just makes mistakes, but like take it in consideration. And now I veered towards like Adam Sandler as my favorite, but I really don't know what my favorite movie now is, honestly. It fluctuates between probably the Harry Potter movies, probably some of like I don't know, at some point it was some of the Minions movies with Despicable Me at some point, because I do relate to Shrek as well, because Shrek at some point he's like an ogre and he did find love. You know, that's telling people like even a beast or a monster can find love at some point. And one of my favorite songs, since now I'm asking like what's one of your all-time favorite songs, before you answer, one of my favorite songs, since I brought up the subject of love, is Unlovable by Anne-Marie and I think Rudimento or something, one of these. It's called Unlovable. It's like she read my love life story and she made a song about it. Like so many lovers, but I hadn't found the one that that like fixes my heart. Every night in bed, I wonder, is there anybody out there who can love me? Am I ever gonna find love that fits to me with all my flaws, with every fuck up I do? So this is what kind of the song is about. So this is one of my favorite songs.
I love that.
What about you?
Busa, I'm just gonna keep cheating if you let me.
Just listen, from now on,
I'll give
every question is cheating. I don't mind. Go ahead.
Okay. I have to give you my three favorite artists. Lana Del Rey. I actually have this song tattooed on my arm. Get Free. I relate to that song a lot. When I listen to that song, I interpret it as, a lot of people have fought for me to be able to do what I do, so I can't let myself take everyone else's criticisms of what I do or listen to everybody's opinion about me and let it shape me. I have to do what I want to do and what I think is correct. And I don't mean that like I'm always right. I mean like a lot of, not everybody agrees that I use drag, but I have fun with it and I enjoy it. And I think it is a political statement when I come on stream doing that, Another artist I really like might be controversial, but Nicki Minaj. A lot of people know I like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs by her is if I'm trying to like get like really like hyped, I love Red Ruby Da Sleaze. I love that song. The wordplay in it, iconic. It samples that song. Oh, it's like an early 2000 song. It's like I
Yeah.
don't even know the name of the song,
No,
but
there is a song that you play on your stream. It's like probably one of your redeems. I don't know if I think it's Nicki Minaj or something.
there probably there is one.
Might
I'm
be
bad
a
at the
walk
Barbie.
on for someone.
It might be. It might be. There's a few Nicki Minaj ones on there. My third favorite, and I saw this artist as well. I haven't seen Lana, but I've seen Nicki, and I've seen this next one. Her name is Gianni. She's from Australia. She is like a metal rapper. So my taste in music is all over the place, as you can tell. From Nicki to Lana to a metal rapper. She has a song called "Dirt on the Name of Steven." And it talks about how she grew up in a small town and was very different than the other kids, and got made fun of, and she didn't let it stop her.
Yeah.
And like about her dad, like her dad's name was Steven, and just she didn't want to believe all the bad things people were telling him. Like, not my dad is bad, but I do like this song. She didn't want to believe what everyone was saying about her father.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
fair. Fair.
I love her music. Oh, such a good artist. And
Yeah.
when I saw her live, it was amazing.
Kelly Clarkson kind of stands at the same place for me because like I love Kelly Clarkson's music to an extent where it's like a bit too much sometimes. But like yeah.
Well, that's okay though.
But like there was a point in my life like 10 years ago, there is a period where I was like depressed, maybe melancholic at some point. I just felt alienated from the world. I just felt like everything was bad around me, and I sought happiness in her music. Like I sought shelter in her music. It made me feel good. It made me feel at ease. And funny enough, it's now become one of her most disliked albums because of her husband. I don't know if you've heard what happened.
No.
So she made Piece by Piece in 2015. She was pregnant prior. Like 2013 she got married. 2011 was What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger. So that album. So she didn't release up until like 2015. When she released the album Piece by Piece, she went from her R&B, rock, soft rock album or era to her EDM experimental era in that album. There was a dubstep song in there called Take You High. There was some like a remix album came out after it, like a year after, that I really enjoyed. There was like a disco song called Nostalgic. Piece by Piece, there was two versions. There was the pop version, and then there was the radio version. The radio version was more disco.
Okay, I got you.
And then there was a song called Run 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 featuring John Legend. She did not know at the time that a band called Tokyo Hotel had sang it before her. And she was like, oh my god, nobody has told me. I'm so sorry. Then Tokyo Hotel were like laughed about it back in the day when Twitter was Twitter. They reached out to her. They were like, no worries. She's like, oh my god, I need to give you guys credits. I don't want that. So she took down the album. She re-released it with her crediting them as like writers or like creators or everything.
I love that.
Yeah. But
I just figured out too what you meant. The Nicki Minaj blurb.
Yeah.
The sound alert. It's to fuck the club up. It's
I think
high heels on my titties.
Yeah.
Don't say Cabana, that's on my titties. I like that one because it's like, yes, I love that one because I used it as like a play on words, like high and then high heels, because the dragon stuff. So.
Yeah. There is a song that I also relate to. It's called "The City Don't Care" by Leon Else and Oliver. Oliver made the music. Leon Else sang it, and I reached out to Leon Else on Instagram at some point. I thanked him for making the song back in 2016. It's like a synthwave disco retro song. about, it says like 11 a.m. I'm just sitting here, uh, looking at me, looking in the mirror, uh, like is this like I don't know. He's like talking, "Am I alive? Is this even real? Is this even real?" That's just how I feel.
Hmm.
People that talk on the TV screens, the only ones that'll be with me, which is what I relate to. Because when I go to bed, I'm all alone. I don't have
Hmm.
anyone else on but the TV. Is this my life? Is it all a dream? That's just what it seems. But at some point, in the second verse, he says something that resonates with me to this day, and I'm like uh, being like getting in touch more with it, where he says, "What is the point of me being here? They wouldn't know if I disappeared. My life isn't the way it appears when they're looking in. No, it's nowhere near. Every day is the same old thing. All of the silence is deafening. Chemical highs just to get some peace, just to get some peace. I just want to sleep." So, this is a very dangerous song to me because it reflects my life. Because I do get depressed a lot, and lately I haven't felt that much depressed, but like I try to hide it because all of these communities I'm part of, all of these amazing people that I'm meeting, regardless of my bullshit, regardless of my fuck ups, there are still some people that understand me to this day. So
Hmm.
I'm like, maybe the world is sending me messages like through the song. Have been sending me messages actually through the song like for long ago, you know? Like this has been made for you. This is what I told Leon else. Like, I feel like you wrote this song for me, and I thank you for it. He's like, I never imagined this song going to this extent and touching that many people before.
I love that though. I mean, I definitely believe that everything happens for a reason, and
Yeah,
I am a huge believer in manifestation,
yeah,
and oh, that's beautiful though that you can find
100%,
solace in that. I love that.
100%. Yeah. Uh, Besides that, um, there is like, okay, let me tell you about the controversy of Kelly Clarkson. So why she hates Piece by Piece. Piece by Piece, you collected me up off the ground when where you abandoned things. This was for her father, because I'm pretty sure you've heard "Because of You I Never Stay Too Far." This is like her famous song, "Because of You."
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Oh
in
yes,
this
yes, yes.
in the song, she talks about her father, how he was abusive, how he just wasn't nice. At some point, she won the very
Hmm.
first American Idol, but she was also like um, poor because prior
Hmm.
to that day, the auditions, the first audition, her house burned down and she had nothing to wear. So whatever was left of the curtains, she cut them and she turned them into a dress.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's iconic.
yeah. She had nothing. She went from 0 to 100. And
Yeah.
because she's very genuine, she's very like transparent, she's very blunt, she's very herself, that people love her.
My
And
favorite song by her is "Breakaway." Actually.
that was supposed to be for Avril Lavigne, by the way. Avril recorded her version and she re-released it
Mm.
for Let Go's 20-year album, or yeah, 20-year anniversary in 2022. But
My God.
going back to the Kelly thing, I digress.
Mhm.
So recently, she released an album in 2023 called Chemistry. It's about her divorce with her husband because her husband turned out to be like an abusive son of a bitch, where like he was using her and her fame and her money just to get
Wow.
somewhere, and she was forced to pay him damages like 1,000 or something a month for damages, and she wrote the song Piece by Piece at the time for him, and now she's like, I don't like that song anymore because it reminds me of him. But she got to keep
Hmm.
her two children in the end. So Chemistry was nominated for a Grammy, but you know who snatched, sadly?
No, who did?
I think either Taylor Swift or Miley Cyrus snatched that year.
Uh,
Yeah. So she was there was competition, and if
yeah, yeah.
they weren't there, that she would have won. immediately, and I was pushing for it, and I was like fighting, and I was like trying to do all I can to just get people to vote for her.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize a lot about Kelly. She's a very nice person. I've seen her talk show, and
She is.
she does amazing covers too.
She is like Billie Eilish when she covered her
Oh yeah.
when she covered her song "Happier Than Ever."
Mhm,
Billie
I love
Eilish like praised her. That's the word. Praise her. Like she told her like this song doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to you. You outdid my version.
I
Like
love
you did
that.
better than that. I don't relate to some parts of the song, but like I feel it. I feel it.
Mhm.
Now, what's one of your all-time favorite TV shows or series? You can cheat. I don't mind.
Actually, I won't have to cheat because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Maybe not. No, not supposedly
Um,
TV like Netflix and those.
I think
Or
I
maybe a
can
talk
always.
show.
This is so obvious, but like I can always like watch RuPaul's Drag Race or Dragula, like anything like that, and I can just sit there and binge watch it. Even just listening to it, I enjoy. Um, if outside of that type of like outside of like drag, I used to. I don't even know if you can even watch it anymore. But Daria, I love Daria. It used to be on MTV, and I think it's on Paramount. I think, but I don't know if they took it off yet or not. The contracts, you know.
Yeah,
But Daria, I love Daria.
Daria. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I remember that. So what's your comfort off-stream game?
Comfort. Tomb Raider. Actually, if I had to pick one, Tomb Raider.
Which one?
Tomb Raider. Probably the first one. First one, the remasters. Okay, sorry, the entire classic era. Tomb Raider 1 through 6. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm cheating. But because
Nice.
I grew up playing those so much that it just kind of depends on my mood on what I want to play. Like basically Tomb Raider 1, but sometimes it's like, well, maybe Tomb Raider 2. But I went through a really bad breakup before, and I remember I would come home every day after work and I would just play that game over and over and over again. I loved it so much.
Nice. One of my comfort games would be any Pokemon game lately, but now it's like Assassin's Creed because I love like I love just how I can get my anger out on NPCs and like the combat in that and the killing of people. That's so fun.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. If you had one special superpower, what would it be and why, and how would you use it?
Maybe if I could like make like I don't know if this is even a superpower, like making clones of myself. I could get so much done. Like I said, one to work, one could come over here and brush my wigs, one one could clean the house, one could, that's what I would do.
Like
have multiple clones.
cloning.
And I would send an extra one to do other work too. Like I would have like 5 of them working.
Fair enough. So which of these three things would you give up if you ever had to? Money, gaming, or love?
I have to give up one of them, or
One of them, yeah. One of these three would you give up?
I feel like they all kind of coexist in a way, but I want to say that's hard, Lucifer, because they all kind of go together.
Yeah.
I would say I'd probably say, I guess money, but like I feel like that's like the cop-out answer, because like, I mean, how are you gonna play? How are you gonna afford your games if you can't? You don't have money.
Fair.
But then like love, I feel like everybody needs a little love.
Yep.
I guess if I really had to pick one, gaming, because like I think I could find something else to do with my time if I had to. But that's a very hard one to give up because I love gaming so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, if your life was ever to be made into a video game or into either a song, a movie, etc., what would it be named and why?
Hmm. I would say, what's that one game everybody's playing? Split Fiction,
Oh
or
wow.
Split something? Maybe Split.
Uh,
Because I definitely am two-sided. Like I am very
yeah,
extroverted, but like when I'm off stream, off camera, like like when I'm by myself, I'm very introverted. And I
yeah.
don't really like go out to bars or clubs or anything very much. I don't really tend to
I
like those
don't
type of
anymore.
things or
I don't
parties.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Split because people probably would assume that it's what I like, but I don't.
Yeah. No, there is a movie called Split. Actually,
Okay,
it
okay.
is. It is kind of like a psychological thriller movie about like a person with like split personality. I guess I
Hmm.
don't remember much of it because it was like long ago. But I recommend you watch it.
Okay, okay.
There is, speaking of movies, there is another movie I recommend you watch called Acrimony. Do you know Taraji P. Henson?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm yawning.
no worries.
Sorry, I had to get up
She's
super early today.
no worries.
Yes.
So she's an icon. She's a legend. She's a queen.
Hmm.
That movie Acrimony specifically is it starts off as drama. It bores you out at some point, but then it picks up and becomes a psychological thriller.
Okay, okay.
It's about a woman, and I've said it probably in the past episode when I spoke about this movie. It's about like a woman that's married to another that's not married, but like she's like um, in love with a guy that just doesn't seem to be able to get his inventions across, like they keep rejecting his inventions, they keep rejecting his uh, batteries and stuff that he's making, and he starts relying on her for money and stuff, and she's just like getting tired of it. So one time she went to confront him, from what I remember. She catches him with another woman, and here's where she starts going mad and crazy. They were in an RV, like a small trailer thing, like a trailer car or a trailer van, and she runs the van over with her car, rendering her to
Oh
not
my
be
god.
to not be able to have children anymore.
Oh.
And after that, she starts like stalking them. Um, she just breaks up with him, tells him like you're not very faithful, and this is when he goes back to her. She's like, if you want to come back to me, I don't want you, like just go away. He's like, no, 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 no. I'm just here to tell you that I have someone new, and now I'm a millionaire because they accepted my invention. And she starts like getting even more angry here. And then this is where it starts getting like psychological thriller, where she just cuts his head out of every picture. She just
Hmm.
follows him. Like this is at the end of the movie. I'm sorry for spoilers, but like kind of like at the end of the movie, it's like she goes into the on the boat where him and his lover are. She has like a shotgun. She she shoots at him. He dies, but there's a twist. Her leg gets tangled up in the anchor, and she tries shooting the girlfriend, but the girlfriend was smarter than her, and the anchor just gets thrown into the water, dragging her into it.
Oh my god.
This is
So she.
this fucked me up so bad in a good way.
Mhm.
I like these types
It
of movies.
sounds.
I like gore.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
I don't really. I kind of don't blame her for getting mad though, because I mean, if she waited for him for so long to, like she held him down, and then he just went and did something stupid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the time, I also don't blame her because like they weren't together, but she kind of did like me, did an impulsive action and like just, yeah,
Oh well, not the
yeah,
not the him, but
yeah,
like the I can understand her anger.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, if you had an alter ego, what would it be named and what would they do?
I feel like this kind of is my alter ego in a way, some sort of way.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in drag, I definitely like I don't dance, but like when I'm on camera and I'm in my outfit or something, and I can dance more and feel more loose, or I feel like I'm more loud, and yeah, I would say that I kind of already have one because like I was saying, I definitely have like two sides to me. Like one is very professional and introverted, and the other side is, I mean, I can still be professional when I'm on stream and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. So this is a very fun question I like to ask. If you had the chance to switch life with one celebrity from today, who would you pick and why? Just live their life one day.
Jennifer Coolidge. I love her. She did the interview and she was like, I like to rest a lot when I'm not on camera. Like, I like to lay in bed and just rest.
my
It's like,
God.
girl, you mean sleep?
Oh my God. I love her in Two Broke Girls, and I love Two Broke Girls to a point where I'm just taking it very slow on rewatching the series because I love watching them. They're like my comfort show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've watched clips of that show, but I need to fully watch it. I didn't know she was in it. I'll have to definitely check it out now.
She is in it. She plays a Polish girl, Sophie Kuczynski, and this show is very sexual. You're gonna love it.
Oh.
You're gonna definitely love it. Yeah.
Did you see what she said about the Minecraft movie?
No.
Oh, well, you're going to watch it. I don't want to ruin it.
I don't mind spoilers, but maybe the listeners mind. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but like no, she's like in that show. She's like playing a Polish woman that moved from Poland to the U.S. seeking like probably a new life there. She had like built her dream home, and then there's like Kat Dennings and Beth Bears, and Beth Bears was like she was a millionaire, but her dad was like involved in a Ponzi scheme and stuff, and she went from $5 billion to $0, and she has to cope with living the poor life and just making money from the beginning. What I hate about it is that they canceled it too early.
They can, you know what? I just thought about one of my favorite shows, Good Girls, got canceled during COVID.
Good Girls, it's not during COVID. They were canceled. They started in 2011 and they got canceled around 2017 at season 6.
Oh.
And they left us at like a cliffhanger. The last episodes were called Two Broke Girls and Two Broke Girls and the Movie Part 1, or Two Broke Girls and the Movie Part 2, or something like that. Two Broke Girls and Two Broke Girls the Movie, like, because it's like the episode names starts with and. Oh, it's like you read it like this: Two Broke Girls and the Bad Hair, for example. Two Broke Girls and they something like that. Let me just check the episode names. And for example, Two Broke Girls and the Big Gamble, Two Broke Girls and this, Two Broke Girls and that. The last episode, Two Broke Girls and Two Broke Girls the Movie. It was like a long episode because their episodes usually run from like 19 minutes to 20 minutes probably. So this one was like a 2-part episode. It's very fun. I highly recommend you start it.
I should.
Yeah.
I'm always so busy.
No worries. You could just always have it up while you're doing stuff.
That is true. I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. These are food-related questions now that I'm going to ask. What is your favorite drink of choice? Whether alcoholic or normal, your call.
I would say... I'm cheating again. I know you said I can't. The only really 3 drinks that I drink that aren't... I'm not going to include alcohol in this. Coffee, water, and tea. Any point of my day, I'm drinking one of those things. But if I had to pick one, probably tea.
Okay. What's your favorite comfort food of all time?
Crab rangoons. I love crab rangoons.
Wow. Mine would be pineapple pizza.
That's a wow.
No, like
pineapple pizza?
Yeah. Like people hate, some people hate pineapple pizza, but I think it's like delicious. It gives it a certain pattern, if we can say that. Um,
a certain taste, a certain.
yeah. So
I feel you.
what's the weirdest food you've ever had?
Uh, Probably when I eat bugs on stream, or
Ugh.
yeah, probably that. Because some people actually sit over and eat bugs, and I don't get it, but I will do it.
I mean, Nicole Kidman did it.
Yeah, bugs. It's probably my weirdest thing.
It bugs, I know. If you could eat only one meal for a day, not sorry for a day, not for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Spaghetti. If
Nice.
I didn't have to worry about calories, spaghetti.
Nice, yeah. What's your favorite or a traditional food from the state or country you're from that you want to introduce people to? You don't have to dox yourself with the state, just say the food.
A traditional food. Ooh, I don't even know if my state has anything special. Well, no, that's not really from the U.S.
It can be
Can I
generally in
tell
the
you?
US.
Okay. One of my favorite things I've ever had in the U.S. was Korean corn dogs, which I
Wow.
know, obviously, it's like a sweet. The ones I had like they're like mozzarella sticks, but they're gigantic and they're on a stick, and they use like a sweet batter, and it's like rolled in like crunchy panko crumbs, and they give you like sauces and stuff to dip it in. You can get like Cheetos on the outside or potatoes. You can get sausage in the middle if you want, but I like to get the mozzarella cheese.
Segment 3 is kind of like a game segment. Have you ever played Kill, Marry, Sleep With?
Yes.
Okay, so this is similar. In this mini game, I will name a set of 3 games each time. You'll have to tell me which one you'd play, which one you'd delete from existence, or uninstall. Play, delete, uninstall. It's the rules are simple. That also includes the whole franchise. You have 3 jokers. This is cheat as much as you want. I'll up it to 4 jokers as well. You can that allow you to either delete all three of the options or keep all 3 of the options. You cannot keep 2, delete 1, delete 2 and keep 1.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot uninstall as well, like 2 and those. You're also free to skip any of these questions if you feel stuck or blank out on some. But since you love Tomb Raider, instead of alongside the horror aspect, I'm gonna start with that. Let's say Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and Tomb Raider.
Play Tomb Raider. I'm sorry, Daddy Nathan. I'm gonna uninstall you, and I'm sorry, Blitz. I'm gonna delete Assassin's delete Assassin's Creed. I'm so sorry. And uninstall is like I won't be able to play it ever again, right? But other people will.
No, uninstall is like it's like kind of a demo. Like,
Okay.
you can play it for like as long as you want. If you decide to just drop out of it, it's your call. But you have the option to play it all the way through, but you're not allowed to go back.
Okay. I'll stick with that. Yes.
Okay. Now, up next is Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, and Dying Light.
Dying Light. I'm gonna play. I'm going to uninstall the Dead Island.
Mm-hmm.
And which I've only played a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And Left 4 Dead I'm gonna delete because it doesn't really seem interesting to me.
Fair enough. Repo, Lethal Company, and Sketchy's Contract.
I haven't heard of Sketchiest, so I'm going to play Repo. I love that. It's so much fun. I'm going to uninstall Lethal, and
Yeah.
I'm going to delete. What was it? Sketchiest Contract.
Sketchy's Contract. Yeah, it's kind of like Lethal Company, but it has plushies and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
stick with that just because I don't know it.
1 year update just came out. Like the 1 year update of the game just came out, and it's so fun. I recommend you try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look into it.
All right. Alan Wake, Resident Evil, The Evil Within.
I'm definitely gonna play Resident Evil.
Okay.
Huge Claire Redfield fan and Daddy Chris.
Okay.
I'm going to uninstall Alan Wake and what was the last one?
Evil Within.
Delete that.
Okay. Okay. Phasmophobia, Devour, Demonologist.
Phasmophobia, Demonologist, and what was it?
Devour.
Okay, I'm gonna delete that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna play Phas. And I'm going to uninstall Demonologist.
Okay. Next up we have The Forest, Daisy, and The Quarry.
I have not played any of these, so I'm going to use a Joker, and I'm going to allow everyone to play them. Everyone can play
So
them.
keep. Okay, keep.
Yes.
Okay. The Fallout series, Dead Space, and Mass Effect.
I guess I'll play Dead Space. I was not personally impressed with it. But
Even the remake?
I did not get scared. I was like,
Fair.
But I think I might be getting desensitized, to be fair to the game.
Fair.
So I'm going to play Dead Space. I'm going to uninstall Mass Effect, and I forgot what the other one was. I'm going to delete
Dead Space, the Fallout series, and Mass Effect.
Oh, Fallout's getting deleted. I'm sorry, sweetie.
No worries, no worries. Okay, next up we have Life is Strange, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, and what's it called? I had it on the tip of my tongue. The Last of Us.
Oh. I'm going to uninstall Life is Strange because I feel like once you played it once, you know, you can get multiple endings, but I think sometimes games like that, like you need to play it once and then let it rest, you know? I'm going to play The Last of Us, and I'm going to delete the third option.
Fair enough. So next up we have Project Zomboid, 7 Days to Die, and Silent Hills.
I don't care for Silent Hill, but I will play it. I'm going to uninstall Project Zomboid, and what was the third one? I'm sorry, I'm like hard at getting the third
Project
one.
Zomboid, 7 Days to Die, and The Last of Us.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna uninstall 7 Days to Die because I really want to play that and I haven't got to play it yet. And I'm going to delete Project Zomboid.
Okay, so next up we have Dead by Daylight, TCM, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game.
I'm gonna use another Joker and delete all those. And I'm so sorry to all my DVD streamer friends, but
Nice.
that game makes me so mad.
Same.
And
Same.
I don't like TCM, and never played Killer Clowns except for Elvira was gorgeous.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Little Nightmares, the Alien series, and the Headliners.
I'm gonna play Alien, uninstall Little Nightmares, and delete the third one.
The Headliners. It's a new game.
Headline.
Yeah. Okay. Next up we have Dead Rising, The Mortuary Assistant, and The Walking Dead.
Ooh, play Mortuary Assistant. Love that.
Mhm.
I'm going to uninstall The Walking Dead. And
Mhm.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna delete the third one.
No
have to tell me
worries.
again.
No worries, no worries, no worries. So next up we have Quake, Doom, and the Elder Scrolls series. And yes, the Elder Scrolls does get a little bit of horror aspect sometimes.
I guess I'll play Doom. I'll uninstall Elder Scrolls and
Quake.
and delete Quake.
Okay. Last but not least, we have let's do a little bit of like community games and stuff. Let's say Fall Guys, Party Animals, and Split Fiction.
Okay, I've not played Split Fiction. I'm gonna play Fall Guys. I'm gonna. What was this? I'm sorry. What was it?
Fall Guys, Party Animals, and Split Fiction.
Uninstall Party Animals, and I'm gonna delete Split Fiction.
Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, the games aren't over yet. We have another game. This time the game is called Rename the Game.
Okay.
I'm getting my timer ready because the goal of this mini game consists of simply like just changing one word from a game title using the chosen word of the day. So for example, let's say the word is paper. For example, I would take turns. Like each of us takes turn. You can look at your Steam. You could cheat. I don't mind. You could look at your Steam library, see what you have. Even if you said something from the same franchise, you could use it several times. For example, let's say if I said Assassin's Paper Mirage, you could say Assassin's Paper Valhalla, for example. Or like if I said Paper Raider 2, you could say Paper Raider Underworld, for example, as Tomb Raider, for example.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We will take turns. It's all improvised. We each have to think of a game name and modify it until the time runs out. Today's word is Muse.
Muse. Okay.
Yes. All right. I will start with Muse of Empires.
Resident Muse.
Muse Simulator.
Among Muse.
Dying Muse.
Dead by Muse.
Muse Rising.
Baz Muse.
Sid Muse's Civilization 7.
That's not my muse.
Muse is Strange.
The Walking Muse.
Grand Theft Muse.
The Muse Among Us.
Assassin's Muse Shadows.
Heavy Muse.
Muse of the Lamb.
Lollipop Muse Saw.
That's a good one. Muse Coaster.
Postal Muse.
Power Muse Simulator.
Resident Evil 7 Muse Hazard.
Oh my god. Resident Muse Village.
Oh shit, that was my next one. Muse of the Tomb Raider.
Assassin's Muse Mirage.
Muse in a Box.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Muse.
Little Muse Mares.
Batman Muse Asylum.
The Mortimer, the Muse Assistant.
Fair. Muse Animals.
The Last of Muse.
Muse Raider Underworld.
Oh shit. Tomb Raider, the Angel of Muse.
Okay. Sid Meier's Muse 6.
Atlas Muse Returns.
Nice. You win this round. You said one more than me.
Oh,
Nice. So this is segment 4. This is the mental health segment. This is where it all goes down. I've asked Muse or NaughtyMuse what he wanted to talk about, and he chose to talk about something that I haven't spoken about yet in the podcast. It's basically, I'm gonna let him talk, let him do the talking. It's a story. Sounds interesting, sounds fascinating, and I can't wait to hear it. So, NaughtyMuse, it's your segment. I'm gonna be listening.
okay. Well, so I decided to talk about mental health and being strong. What I mean by that is I grew up in a very small town. I was very different than everyone else. I was one of very few brown kids or Latinos or, a person of color. I was also obviously gay. Was very different than everyone else for that reason, and I was also chunky, so I got made fun of for all three of those things. I definitely think that like growing up that way and like dealing with those types of situations, it definitely made me a lot stronger, especially in terms of being on the internet and having a social presence, to not let people's words get to me. A random week I might get a hate comment about, like I got one this week actually. I made a video about I was in my alien costume and that song Satisfaction, but I forget who it's by, Benny Benassi, I think. Until I can get my satisfaction.
I think Benny Benassi and probably, hold on, Satisfaction song. I think it is Benny Benassi, yeah.
Yes. So that part of the song where it goes push, 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 I used that in a TikTok, and the caption was POV, I'm your doctor and you're about to deliver, and it's like push, 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 push. And somebody wrote, it was something like, a weirdo like you shouldn't be around kids. And is that, that's fine, that's their opinion, but a lot of people might take that and not want to create content ever again. It actually just pushes me to do more. I'm like, okay, I see you, BB. Like, I'll take that and I'll just make it more, because I do get a lot of interesting comments. So yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, when you're in the middle of it as a child and you're getting made fun of all the time, it might seem like the end of the world. You might seem like you're super alone. It might seem like nobody understands you. One day, people will, and you still might have those off comments, but definitely it all made me stronger, and now I have a great community that does support me. And yeah, I guess it's kind of a weird mental health topic, but it's
not weird. It's good.
I guess it's like
know.
Yeah, it's kind of like my tattoo, like I was talking about earlier, my Get Free tattoo. Like, people are always gonna have something to say about you no matter what you're doing, so just don't let it, do what you really love and keep going. I always tell my community, it's never too late to be who you want to become, and I definitely believe that as well. Especially when you have an online presence, it takes a lot of, for lack of better words, balls to be out there and put yourself out there. And, if you ever need a mental health break, because, sometimes those comments do get to you, they might bother you, it's okay to take one. It's okay to have a week where you're just like, I just want to not be online. I just want to, be around my friends and family. And yeah. That's all I really have to say at the moment.
I mean, fair, but like, there's also the comments of people when you do drag as well. Not only like body shaming or something. How does that affect you as well? What's the worst? What's the worst comment you've ever gotten in that aspect?
Sometimes, like, people will say some weird things. Like, they'll be like that one where somebody came in and said, "Good morning, fat ass." I was like, I'm not even fat. Like people will just say things just to be vicious. Like, I definitely believe even if you might feel like, oh, maybe I am fat, or maybe I am overweight. They probably just said that to be nasty. Like, I mean, it probably has no. They probably don't even care about, they don't care about you. They just wanted to see what kind of reaction they could get. And I definitely believe that. People, usually trolls and people online, are just trying to find some sort of way to get a reaction. They want you to be nasty back. And if you feed into it, they'll win. But if you just kind of put it to the side and say, okay, I'm going to keep making my videos, and that's fine. Think whatever you want. I would probably say that. That was probably like one of the worst ones where I was just like, what? Yeah. But, usually if somebody has, and it's not even negative, constructive criticism is what I get from a lot of, when I'm in drag, about my body. They'll be like, oh, if you do this, if you took your makeup down all the way to your chest, which I did use that today, you'll see. So I actually shaved my chest today. I would say that, just ignoring it, because they just, people that do that, they do not. Yeah. They don't really matter at the end of the day. They're not going to be there in 20 minutes. They've already scrolled past your video, or they've left your live stream, or they've been banned. So don't let it get to you, because they're just trying to get a reaction out of you.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you so much, Muse, for being here tonight. I really enjoyed this episode, this one-of-a-kind experience, actually, because I never sat down, and I always wanted to sit down with someone. Let's not call it a full drag queen, but like someone who does drag, and just pick their minds a bit about it. And it was really interesting.
Well, thank you. I consider myself I call myself a drag artist.
Drag artist. That's different.
Yes, I consider that because I don't, I'm not like a bar performer. Like I
Yeah.
feel like a drag queen is like a presence. It's like, oh, they got their pads on, they got their heels on. Like it's like, damn, there she comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely consider myself a drag artist.
Yeah, but not only that, but like everything you do on Twitch. From also, we haven't spoken about like the nominations you got throughout the
Oh,
years,
yes.
throughout like the year actually. Like you're nominated recently for what award?
I
Or
was
what?
nominated for
Foodies?
this year I'm nominated for the the Foodies Awards for Slay Best Drag Streamer, which
Uh-huh.
I was shocked. I knew about the awards, but I was like, oh, no one's gonna vote for me in a drag stream. You know what I mean? But then I left my haircut one day and I opened up my phone on Twitter and I was like, what? I got nominated? I made top 5? I was like, I didn't even know. I didn't even like
Hmm.
push for it. And I was like, that's amazing. Like people really um consider me that way. So that was super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year,
Last year I won 2 awards with the Rising Star Awards. I
nice.
won New Star in the Sky for Best New Streamer, and I won Fear Friend for Best Horror Streamer
You were up
for
against
small
one of
streamers.
my friends and mods, Michael Nothing and Fear Friend.
Yes,
Yes.
such a cutie.
This is how we met, Muse and I, by the way. Like, we met through This Be the Cassidy, who was my guest as well earlier. We met because of that nomination. This thing brought up a lot of people together, and I was like, I was telling Michael earlier, like, I wanted, like, how does this happen? Like, can I apply to be either as a judge or like how does it like how do people qualify for these things?
For the awards.
Yeah, or to be part of the awards
I
or anything.
Well, first of all, I want to say shout out to Taylor Station for organizing the Rise of Star Awards,
Nice.
and being the founder. Her and Astra actually, but Taylor Station, amazing. It's actually fan voted, so you're all kind of pulled together. So like the nominations for the Rising Star Awards, there was, I don't even know how many streamers there were, but I do know that it was nominated by fans. You had to have like a certain amount to make top 10, and then it went down to like top 5, and then I think top
Yeah.
3. So there was multiple rounds of voting for that. So it's all fan voted. And the Foodies Awards, I actually just pulled it up. And I think you have to have for the Rising Star Awards last year, it was less than 1,000 followers on Twitch. For the Foodies Awards, they actually just released some information. So 24,130 total votes were casted this year for the Foodies Awards, which is 8 times more than 23 and 24 votes. 148 different unique nominees were in the top 5 for voting. 4,159 creators were nominated this year. The top 5 were the top 3.5% of those nominees. So it's all fan voted. I definitely believe that, even if you don't have, clearly, if you don't have 2,000 plus followers, like I only have about 650 at the moment, you can, don't doubt your community. People will come together to support you for sure. Like, if you get nominated for something, push for it. Definitely
Yeah.
put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And vote for your friends, support each other.
Of course.
And vote for new people too. If you don't have any friends in a category, go and meet
Of
people.
course. Thank you so much again for being part of this. Guys, please go
Yes.
follow NaughtyMuse on Twitch.
Thank
The
you.
episode title is his handle, NaughtyMuse. Simple as that. Go check him out. Let the people know when you stream and what times, please.
I stream primarily on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9 Central Time. And on Saturdays, I'm actually changing it to 1 to 4 and sometimes later Central Time as well. And sometimes I do extra streams on Fridays for collabs, and sometimes throughout the week I'll just do an extra one if I have the energy.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, you stay amazing and stay powerful and stay strong and stay pretty, stay beautiful, and it's okay not to be okay. So that's how I feel this week. So that's fair. The week of the recording, it's okay not to be okay. Live by that. Embrace yourself. Love yourself for whatever you are and whatever you do. And I will see you next time. Bye.